Welcome back all you kings, queens, and in-betweens to another game review here on the channel. We're going to teach you how to play this game and then give you our final thoughts at the end. Today, in the spirit of love being in the air for Valentine's Day, we figured we would teach you how to play Love Formula and let you know exactly what we think about this romantic game. Because love is in the air, it's a great time to be a matchmaker like you. Your goal is to carefully prepare perfect dates for lovely couples while sabotaging the efforts of your rival matchmakers. Setup is super easy. All you're going to do is you're going to find all 4 part-time job cards and hand 1 to each player. Any excess part-time jobs, you're just going to put them back in the box. You're going to shuffle the rest of the cards and put them in the center of the table. They form the draw deck. Make sure to set the heart tokens nearby in easy reach of all players because they'll be used to track progress on certain cards later on. The objective of the game is over 4 phases, 2 draft and 2 play. You're going to try and get the right preparation cards and attach them to your couples to score points. At the end of the game, the player with the most points wins. Each play phase is broken into 10 rounds in which you'll be playing cards. Each draft phase precedes its corresponding play phase. You're going to deal out 12 cards to each player. Each player will simultaneously select a card from their hand and lay their hand down on the table. This hand will then be passed to the next player in clockwise order. Once all the cards have been selected, it's time to move on to the play phase. In the play phase, players are going to select cards from their hand to play into the field in front of them. The play phase has 10 rounds. In those rounds, 3 steps are going to occur. Each player will select 1 card from their hand that is not a reaction card that they would like to play and place it face down in front of them. Once all players have selected their cards, the second step happens. Everyone turns their cards face up to reveal them. Step 3, each card has a priority value, the large number in the top left corner of the card. The players take their turns in priority value order. Cards with higher priorities are resolved first. If there's a tie in priority, then compare the smaller number next to the priority value. When resolving the play of your card, you are able to move 1 preparation card that is already on your field. You can do this before or after resolving the card you would like to play. When this card is being resolved, any other players may play reaction cards to try and interact with the card that you are playing. Once this process is repeated for 10 rounds, we will move on to the next draft phase. If this is the second play phase, the game is over and it's time to move to the end. In the case that this was the first play phase, we will be moving on to the second draft phase, meaning that you have to discard all the cards still left in your hand and leave all the cards already on your field for the next phase. You will want to set aside your part-time job for the next play phase. If this was the second play phase, we are ending the game. That means that we will tally up victory points based on the following criteria. Each preparation card, including any attached to couples, is worth 1 victory point. Each couple card that does not have a complete set of preparation cards is worth 1 victory point. Each couple card with a complete set of preparations, aka a perfect date, is worth the number of victory points shown on the card. Most points wins. Let's briefly go over the types of cards. Action cards have a card name, a priority, a card type, and a card effect. Action cards have a one-time effect. When an action card is played, simply follow the instructions on the card. After the effect is resolved, the card is discarded. Couple cards have a card name, a priority, required preparation cards, victory points for an incomplete date or a perfect date, and couple cards are the vital cards that allow you to get the most points in this game. You're going to attach preparation cards, trying to match their required preparation cards to complete their perfect date. Preparation cards. Preparation cards have a card name, a priority, a card type, a card subtype, whether it's an event, a location, or an item, and a subtype icon for item, event, or location. You can move these throughout the game, but you're going to be attaching them primarily to couples in order to complete their dates. Obstacle cards have a card name, a priority, a card type, a card subtype, love, rival, or plot twist, a subtype icon, and a card effect. Obstacle cards are used to interfere with the matchmaking efforts of the other players. When an obstacle card is played, it must be attached to a couple card in an opponent's field. If no such card exists, then the obstacle card is played, discarded instead. The couple card an obstacle card is attached to is referred to as the affected couple. There's no limit to the number of obstacle cards that can be attached to a couple. Bond cards. They have a card name, a priority, a card type, and a card effect. Bond cards provide beneficial effects for the couple they are attached to. When you play a bond card, you must attach it to a couple card in your field. Since they help you, you'll want to attach them to your own couples. There is no limit to the number of bond cards that can be attached to a couple. Like obstacle cards, the couple the bond is attached to is referred to as the affected couple. Reaction cards. They have a card name, a card type, a trigger criteria, and a card effect. These cards can always be played when the trigger is met, regardless of whose turn it is. You cannot play reaction cards during the normal process of playing cards. cards during the 10 rounds. Don't forget your part-time job. It can never be discarded, and you can play it as many times as you want during the phase, once per round, in order to draw a card. If you are ever meant to discard your part-time job card, you have to discard a different card instead. If this is randomly chosen, then choose again randomly until the part-time job card is not the chosen card. Now that you know how to play the game, let me give you my final thoughts. I think this game is a lot of fun. It's got some decent flavor to it. If you're a big anime fan like I am, then you're going to recognize a lot of the tropes here in terms of the love rivals and things like that. It's super easy to teach and understand. It doesn't come in too big of a box, and it's fairly table friendly. It's also not a particularly expensive game. I like the artwork. It's very much that slice of life kind of dating sim anime style, and I enjoy that. And like I said, if you watch a lot of romance anime or just slice of life anime in general, then you're going to recognize a lot of these kind of archetypes for the cards and the couples and the places that they go to and things like that. And that adds an extra layer to playing the game. It doesn't take too long. In fact, I actually think the game could be longer if they added more than just the 2 sets of phases. So maybe if you're playing the game, you can add an extra pair of draft and play phases to make it last for 3 sets of those phases instead of 2. I really recommend this game. I think you should check it out, especially this time of year when love is in the air. Something I always recommend is this board game content here on the channel. If you liked the video, then please leave a like, comment down below, and let me know what your favorite romance games are. Have you ever tried out Love Formula? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this content going forward, and ring that bell so you know what's up. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Hi, Tisha Valenza, aka Poison Ivy, and you've just been watching King's Entertainment Reviews. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.